Hi there, Lindsay here, and I want to go through and do a quick video about what I'm doing to prepare our freezer for our new arrival that's coming in less than 5 weeks. We have never brought a baby home while homeschooling, and this is going to be a steep learning curve for us. So I want to be as prepared as possible. We will have some family that'll come and help us for a few weeks after the baby is born, which will be fantastic. And usually it takes me about 2 to 3 weeks to be released back to driving, and so that'll be very helpful during that phase of postpartum. And then after that, we're going to get back into our daily routine and really kind of figure out life with a new tiny human. And we didn't have to do that whenever Molly was born because Caitlin wasn't even a true preschool age, and I've already shared a video about preschool and my thoughts on that. So, but today I want to try to get the messy jumble of thoughts that are in my brain down on some paper here. I've got my bullet journal that I'm going to be just kind of jotting down notes as far as my focus today is deciding what to fill my freezer with. And we have a large upright deep freeze in our garage, and then we have just like our normal side-by-side refrigerator freezer here in the house. And my objective is to try and get, maybe 15 meals or so created, even if they're duplicates, because we are not opposed to duplicates or leftovers or repeating the same things time and again. I want to be able to get about 15 to 20 meals in the freezer because I actually am not very good at the crock pot thing or the freezer cooking thing in general. It seems like such an awesome idea to me, and I really love the concept, and I get so inspired whenever I see others go through and set up an entire month worth of meals out of their crock pot or just the way they do it all. But I tend to be more of a get it on the stove, cook it in 20 minutes, get it on the table kind of a person. So a lot of our meals wind up just being vegetables and meat that have been sauteed on the skillet or that have been baked in the oven. Like I do enjoy roasting vegetables and meat, like doing a one pan roast kind of a thing. So I would just like to get a few things. There's some family favorite meals that we have not had in a little while that are more suited to cooler temperatures, which we are finally getting. And so I just wanted to sort of take you along on that process. Okay, so here I've got just a few, like a cookbook. I've got some printed off recipes. I've got my Trim Healthy Mama cookbook. And then I've got my own personal little like recipe binder that I've been just slowly adding to over the years. And I'm just gonna kind of pick out things that I think will freeze well. I've already made spaghetti sauce, and now I'm going to go through and just kind of try to take note of what's going to work well and what might work well. I already know for a fact that this cheeseburger pie here on page 149 is one that we really love. It's fantastic, and I think I want to actually make, usually a half batch will feed us for one meal and then have half again for our lunches for Jared and I. So I might want to go ahead and just make the full meal. And that works out really well.
This Wonder Wrap full lasagna might work out to do as just a complete recipe here, and then, actually, so I want to make that one batch. One batch. Okay. I'm going to go over here to their main dishes, and I think that anything in the oven dish range will be more suitable for freezer cooking. I do like this turtle casserole. And let's take a look at that. This chicken pot pie. I wonder if that would translate.
And this is copyrighted material, so that's the reason why I'm sitting here covering up the ingredients. I definitely do not want to cheat Pearl and Serene out of their hard work. Okay, so I think maybe I will try to make this into one whole batch and divide it into 2 as well.
With this one having zucchini, or noodles, zucchini noodles, I'm not convinced it's going to be our best. Sorry, changing the formatting here. I'm not convinced it's going to be our best option for a freezer meal, just because zucchini has a problem whenever it gets frozen. So I might not do that one. Okay. Come back over here. And most of these are what they consider S meals, which is their terminology for a satisfying meal. And I don't know. I wonder if I shouldn't do, instead of doing the Wonder Wrapful lasagna, if I shouldn't try just to do the lazy lasagna. How does that recipe differ? Because I do not know how well the Wonder Wrap actually... Oh, you know what? Yes. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to scratch that one we've done before, and it turned out really well. Okay. Oh, let's see. Definitely not salads. Those will not stand up to that. Oh, I know what this is just like a family favorite that we can do, which is, let's do 2 batches, which is going to be about 24 mini meatloaves. And those are just meatloaves that you do in a muffin tin, and then they freeze really well, and they make for super quick lunches. What else?
Let's step aside from THM for a minute.
Anyway, first of all, I do think I should make some batches of chicken nuggets. And we should keep that separate. I need to make at least 3 batches of sloppy joe mix. And this is one that I found years ago. Oh, I'm losing feet in my feet. That one doesn't turn out so well for it. That one's not so great. Those turn out better if you put them from fresh. This.
Jared, he loves Chinese food, but since going keto, we both try to steer clear from it because of just, it's got a lot of non-friendly things in it. And then the girls like this orange chicken, but not enough for me to have to pre-make it.
This cannot be pre-made. This can be pre-made, but no, we're not going to pre-make side dishes. I've already done my spaghetti sauce. You can't freeze that. Here we are. Nope. 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 Okay, I think that's probably going... I need to see if I can find a recipe. I can find keto biscuits that freeze, because Jared loves biscuits and gravy, but we do not love the carbs on it. That's high in carbs. Okay.
And now this. I wonder when this book was printed. 95. Wow.
Okay. That's a joke. Okay. I need to make more of this for the girls. I'll probably make a modified version of this.
So we've got a very messy kind of brain dump style list here, which is I want to do cheeseburger pie, and I can divide that into 3 meals. I decided to scratch the Wonder Wrap full lasagna because I don't know how those Wonder Wraps will hold up in the freezer. I decided to do 1 batch of the chicken pot pie in the THM cookbook and divide that into 2 meals. I'm going to do the Wise Shepherd's pie, but I'm going to leave that as 1 meal. Lazy lasagna divided into 2 meals. I'm going to make 2 batches of My Mini meatloaves, which will be 2 meals. I can do 2 batches of chicken nuggets, which will probably be more than 2 meals. And then 3 batches of the Sloppy Joe mix, 2 batches of loaded chicken and cauliflower casserole, 2 batches of taco skillet bake. We've got 2 batches, or 1 batch of the chicken cordon bleu. That one's really good. 2 batches of General Tso's chicken for Jared. And I want to see if I can't find some keto biscuits that freeze. I want to do the whole grain waffle mix for the girls. They like that. This onion seasoning mix is pretty good just to have on hand. The slice and bake cookies, and then I'm going to freeze those into individual cookie sizes. The Oriental stir fry mix, cinnamon rolls. I want to find a recipe for those, and then a batch of hot roll mix. Okay. All right, so I've got this really rough, scratched out list. Like, this is truly what brain dump looks like for Lindsay. It's not cute handwriting. It is not organized. It's just kind of all bleh onto the page. So I'm now probably going to go through and try and create a list of everything I'll need, you know, and the quantities that I'll need it in. And I think I might judiciously go through and cull this list down, just because that is a whole lot of cooking for the next 4 weeks just to fill up the freezer. And I also have this habit of putting things in the freezer and then forgetting about them for a while. One thing I do not forget about is already cut up chicken that is just straight up chicken breast, chicken thigh, chicken wings, whatever. I won't forget about things that are just basic vegetables, like pounds of broccoli frozen, pounds of cauliflower frozen, pounds of strips of red and green and yellow bell peppers, like those kind of raw ingredients that are frozen in my freezer. I never forget about those, but whenever it comes to prepared meals that I have put effort into the first go around, I've got one of those brains that says, oh, well, that was already made. I don't have to do anything else. It should just magically appear on my table, heat it up, because I've already done all that work. So I have this, I should probably talk about my personality type someday. That would be fascinating. So anyway, I am going to start to execute some of these ideas, and I thank you for sitting along with me on this little journey through my cookbooks. I've not actually gone onto Pinterest, but I do intend to find a few very targeted recipes on my Pinterest boards, because I don't want to get sucked in and then wind up down rabbit trails that I won't be able to find my way back from. So thank you so much for watching and sticking with me on this step of our baby prep, and I'll see you next time. Bye.